Trust me, it is not as hard as you think to get ahead of like 75% of your competition. But if I've noticed one thing is if you want to keep your clients, there is a glaring issue that even some of the largest studios have. Let's talk about it. Oh man, I really hope this doesn't come off as like... Okay. We haven't talked like this in a little while, but we need to have a little chat. See if I can do this without getting way too close to the camera. Been doing a lot of mixes in the studio, a lot of different projects for a lot of new bands that I haven't worked for yet. And there's been one thing that's been absolutely crazy. I have gotten to work with a whole lot of different studios, getting files back and forth, doing a lot of mixing for bands that I didn't track, which is typical, but in this way, meeting a lot of people that I haven't met before. I need my little grippies, because this has got me all stressed out, okay? Is that noise annoying? Mixing for a couple different bands right now, involved with a lot of different studios that I haven't worked with, and there's a big juxtaposition between these two positions that I'm about to explain. This is not a video to call anyone out, and I don't want to make any enemies. If anything, I'm hoping that somebody could take this information and realize how easy it is to get ahead in this business if you just do a couple things right. Now, first of all, if you've never seen one of my videos before, I'm Jeremy. This is Recording Studio Loser. We are learning through our failures and how to create a business and sustainable in the music industry as a whole. I am not the best at this, but I hope you can learn from my mistakes. And today we might be learning collectively through someone else's mistakes. Every once in a while, I will get something to mix that was done in another studio, and that's not weird in and of itself. If you do this for any amount of time, like sure, you're going to be like producing and tracking a lot of stuff that you mix right off the bat. Or maybe you're just tracking it and they're sending it somewhere else to mix. But in that first initial stage, like you're going to kind of be doing everything. You're going to be the one that wears all the hats because the budgets aren't high enough to ship them out, or you can't beat like other things. So like you kind of have to do all of the things, tracking, mixing, mastering, in order to get those clients initially, and that's fine. Then there's the time where you kind of graduate and maybe you realize I am not doing as well in one area, so maybe if I farm this out, that's better for me. For me, that was hiring players, and once I did that, my gosh, my talent just got way better, way faster than it would have otherwise, because I was trying to split up my own resources and talents into too many different places, and you just have to realize when you're not good at something, I think. Now, all of that's a sliding scale, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. However, let's get to where we are today. So it's not uncommon if you do this for any amount of time that you're going to get files from another studio, or God forbid somebody's unhappy with something and you're kind of taking a second stab at it. Or it could be the other case, somebody's unhappy with something you did and they're giving it to someone else to work. In any case that has happened, I don't want to say it's not difficult, but all of this comes down to customer service, right? There's some people you're just not going to get along with, and that's totally fine. That is part of the industry. But if anybody has ever asked for their files, I've never said no. Let me present to you two separate cases. One where an artist is working with a very reputable, very recognizable studio that if I were to say the name, you probably know where it is and a lot of hits that have come out of it. Working with those people is like working with a dude down the street. Super handy, super helpful. If I have a question about something, he texts right back. Like, customer service is the mindset here, and that does not go away even with people at the top, and that is fantastic. On the other hand, a situation has presented itself where somebody wanted me to mix something for them because they're unhappy with timeline. It's taking far too long to get the files finished where they are, and it has turned into an absolute nightmare. A customer should not have to wait months, years for their files. Now, whether you're hired to mix or if they're just trying to get their files so they can finish their project, that's not okay. None of us are perfect in this industry, and the people that we work with, like, sometimes we disappoint ourselves in how we act, and that's gonna happen. And really the only place to go from there is to learn from those mistakes and just know that you're going to be better next time, or try to be better next time. It's rare that I've seen such blatant, and actually it's not rare at all. That's the whole thing. I've found myself doing a lot of work coming from one particular location. That is a very reputable name. I'm not going to say who it is. The files that I'm getting are a joke. Files that I'm getting from a professional commercial facility charging the rates that they charge should not sound worse than the files I get from consulting you guys on mix consults. I will say straight up, I think pretty much everyone I've ever done a mix consult for, the raw tracks sound better than what has been captured at this location. So if you ever think you just don't have what it takes to do something like this, let me tell you that there are people in this industry who charge serious money, who have unbelievable amounts of gear and plaques on the walls because someone has worked there at some point who got an accolade, but their files, their raws, their mixes sound like not what they should. And I'm not trying to come off as hateful here. Here's the thing. I've said this in multiple videos, and I really believe it to be true. I'm not trying to go after somebody who's my competition and say, like, look how bad they are. I'm not even naming them. The vast majority of studios and engineers and producers are, like, legit great people, and the community surrounding is fantastic. But every once in a while, you get those individuals who don't want to play in the playground. They want to own the playground. And they don't even know how to build a sandcastle yet. They haven't even played on the teeter-totter. They can't do the monkey bars all the way just yet. But no, they're gonna buy it, and they're gonna kick you out of the playground because that's their playground now. All the while, charging the other kids to come to the playground. Is this metaphor working? If anything, I hope this comes off as comforting to anyone watching who has thought about wanting to start doing this, because trying to mix these files, like, I have no doubt in my mind my intern could go do a better job. I have no doubt in my mind the people that I have done mix consults for who have really struggled in their own minds to know if they're good enough to do something like this could do way better. I don't know if that should bother me because, I mean, this is a free market. People can go where they want. And that's not my point of contention. The point of contention comes when then your customer has a bad experience. You're going after them for a bad review. You're showing or threatening in some cases to show their raws, to show people how talented they really are. I gotta put this down. The music industry, my gosh, if I make a t-shirt of something, somebody come up with a clever saying of this, because I've said it 100 times. The music industry is made up of humans, and good people want to work with good people. I wish that would work on a t-shirt, but it's a little too wordy. There are those slimy individuals out there, but it's not that hard for you to get out in front of them, and really all it takes is customer service. The amount of people that have come from this one location have been, like, severely jaded and very untrustworthy of working with me after, and I'm sure, like, a lot of the other places who catch their business too, I'm sure they're experiencing the exact same thing, which is a shame because this industry is so darn small. If you get a good reputation, it's going to spread pretty quick. If you get a bad reputation, it's going to spread even faster. I'm in the middle of mixing these two sessions from two different locations, both from very recognizable studios in the country with accolades. One is a fantastic experience. One is making it an absolute nightmare. And guess which one I'm going to continue to do business with? And you may never think this is possible. I certainly did not think this was possible. But maybe one day you can't do everything. You are your own bottleneck, and you cannot keep up with the business. At some point, it will happen. And you have to send your clients somewhere to work. Where would I send them to work? Somewhere who is technically my competition, but we work so well together. They send me business, I send them business. Tossing files back and forth is not a big deal. Where on the other hand, where even after having paid to get files and paid to transfer files, you're sitting twiddling your thumbs for months and months and months. And then when you finally get the files, you realize just how much of a wreck it is. Edits inappropriately spliced together without fades, and there's no way to fix it because it's all destructive editing. Malicious compliance to such an extent. I just never want to work with an individual like that. Don't be that studio. I knew I wrote this down as a video idea, and then when I got in today and started mixing the second song from this place, I'm talking to you, Josh. This may not be in the video, but I'm literally switching back and forth this morning between the one I got from and the one I got from. My daughter could record better files, bro. And she's 8. Their total budget for just tracking and then getting their files, I think, was over $15,000. So listen, if you want to do this for any amount of time and you want this to be a career, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. People are going to go get something mixed by somebody else. It happens. It's okay. If anything, you can kind of learn from those situations as much as it stings. But when that happens, if anything, be kind, because there's more than just the eyes of the artist on there, and you should be kind to them anyway. But you have other producers, other engineers, other mixers, other studio owners looking at how you're acting in this situation, whether you realize it or not. And a lot of those people have a lot of business contacts in a lot of different areas. I've gotten quite a bit of business. If something goes somewhere else and somebody's like, hey, these raws sound dope, could you track XYZ for me? Sure, I can. But in this situation, man, trust me, it is not as hard as you think to get ahead of like 75% of your competition. So if you're on the fence out there about, am I good enough? Am I talented enough? If you're even asking those questions, you're probably ready. Let me know if you guys like these ranty videos. I haven't done them for a while. They're very easy to do. I enjoy ranting. If you enjoy hearing them, spam the comments down below with rant away, Jeremy, and I'll be sure to do more of this stuff. Love you guys. Go make your drums sound good. Okay, bye. If you like this video, go hit this one down there. I don't know what it is. Google thinks you'll like it. Google knows you better than I do. I've never met you. Just because you see me on the TV or on your phone doesn't mean we know each other. Google does, and Google says you'll like this one. So click it. Bye.